Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am MK Jabintaj. In this video, I am giving you the knowledge about the first module of the subject Object Oriented Concepts. For 4th SEM CSC CBCS video students, I am dedicating this video to all the students from all over the world. Now let us see a review of structures. Consider a function next day that accepts the address of three integers that represent a data and changes these values to represent next day. Prototype of this function is as follows. For calculating the next day, members of wrong group may be accidentally sent to the function. See the codes. There is nothing in language itself that prevents the wrong set of variables from being sent to the function. So we need the structures. First, put structure, definition and prototype of associated functions in a header file date.h. See the code. Second is put definition and other prototypes in a source code and create a library. See the code. Third is using structures in application programs to include header file provided by programmer in the source code. Declare variables of new data type in the source code. Embed calls to the associated functions by passing these variables in the source code. Now let us see procedure or structure oriented programming. Conventional programming using high-level languages such as COBOL, Fortran and C is commonly known as procedure-oriented programming. In the procedure-oriented approach, the problem is viewed as a sequence of things to be done such as reading, calculating and printing. A number of functions are written to accomplish these tasks. The primary focus is on the functions. Dividing a program into functions and modules is one of the cornerstones of structured programming. Since many functions in a program can access global data or global variables, global data can be corrupted by that have no business to change it. Hence, we need a way to restrict the access to the data to hide it from all but a few critical functions. This protects the data, simplifies the maintenance and the other benefits. See the figure. Now let us see drawback or disadvantage. Data is not secure and can be manipulated by any function or procedure. Associated functions that were designed by the library programmer don't have right to work upon the data. They are not a part of structure definition itself because application program might modify the structure variables by some code inadvertently written in application program itself. Now let us see object-oriented programming. Emphasis is on data rather than procedure. Programs are divided into what are known as objects. Data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external functions. Objects may communicate with each other through functions methods, and object functions are called member functions in C++. Data and functions are said to be encapsulated in an object. Data encapsulation and data hiding are the key terms in OOPS. See the figure. OOPS simplify writing and debugging and maintaining the program. C++ program typically contain a number of objects interacting with each other by calling one another's member function. Now let us see procedure-oriented programming and object-oriented programming. Divided into in POP program is divided into small parts called functions. In OOP program is divided into small parts called objects. Importance in POP, importance is not given to the data but to functions as well. A sequence of actions to be done. In OOP, importance is given to the data rather than procedures or functions because it works as a real world approach. POP follows a top-down approach. OOPS follows a bottom-up approach. Access specifiers. POP does not have any access specifier. OOPS have access specifiers named public, private, protected, etc. Data moving. In POP, data can Data moving. In POP, data can move freely from a function to function in the system. In OOP, the object can move and communicate with each other through member functions. Expansion. To add new data and the function in POP is not so easy. OOP provides an easy way to add new data and function. In POP, most function uses global data for sharing that can be accessed freely from function to function in the system. In OOP, data can move easily from function to function. It can be kept public or private, so we can control the access of the data. Data hiding. POP does not have any proper way for hiding data, so it is less secure. OOP provides data hiding, so provides more security. Overloading. In POP, overloading is not possible. In OOP, overloading is possible in the form of function overloading and operator overloading. Example of POP are C, VB, Fortran, Pascal. Examples of OOPs are C++, Java, VB.NET, C#.NET. Objects. Objects are the basic runtime entities in an object-oriented system. They may represent a person, a place, a bank account, a table of data, or any item that the program has to handle. Class. Object contains data and code. To manipulate that data, the entire set of the data and code of an object can be made a user-defined data type with the help of a class. Now let us see data encapsulation. The wrapping up of data and functions into single unit is known as encapsulation. The data is not accessible to the outside world. Only those functions which are wrapped in the class can access it. These functions provide the interface between the object's data and the program. It hides the implementation details of an object from its users. Encapsulation prevents unauthorized access of data or functionality. This insulation of the data from direct access by the program is called data hiding or information hiding. See the figure. Now let us see data abstraction. Abstraction refers to the act of representing essential features without including the background details or explanations. Since classes use the concept of data abstraction, they are known as abstract data types, ADT. It separates unnecessary details or explanations so as to reduce complexities of understanding requirements. Now let us see inheritance. Inheritance is the process by which object of one class acquires the properties of object of another class. Parent class can be given the general characteristics while its child may be given more specific characteristics. Inheritance mechanism made it possible for one object to be specific instance of a more general class. Reusability. Adding additional features to an existing class without modifying it, that is, deriving a new class from the existing one. The new class will have the combined features of both the classes. New class is also called as a derived class and the existing class is called as a base class. See the figure. Now let us see polymorphism. Polymorphism, a Greek term, means ability to take more than one form. A operation may exhibit different behaviors in the different instances. The behavior depends upon the type of the data used in the operation. Example, function overloading. For example, consider the operation of addition for two numbers. The operation will generate a sum. If the operands are string, then the operation would produce a third string by concatenation. The process of making an operator to exhibit different behavior in different instances is known as operator overloading. Now let us see C and C++. C compiler cannot execute C++ programs. C++ compiler can execute C programs. In C, you may not include function prototype. In C++, you must include function prototype. C doesn't allow for default arguments. C++ let you to specify default segments in function prototype. Declaration of the variables must be at the beginning. Declaration of the variables can be anywhere before using. If a C program uses a local variable that has the same name as a global variable, then C uses the value of a local variable. In C++, you can instruct a program to use a value of global variable with scope resolution. Example, C out I am a global var I. Function overloading is not there, function overloading exists. Function inside the structure is not allowed, function inside the structure is allowed. Object initialization doesn't exist. Object initialization or constructor exist. Data hiding, data abstraction and data encapsulation feature doesn't exist. Data hiding, data abstraction and data encapsulation exist in the C++. Console input and output. Console output. The predefined object cout is an instance of OStream class. The cout object is said to be connected to the standard output device, which usually is the display screen. See the quotes. Now let us see console input. The predefined object cin is an instance of iStream class. The cin object is said to be attached to the standard input device, which usually is the keyboard. See the code cin variable. See the example. Variables in C++ can be declared anywhere in the C++ program before using them. Reference variable. They are used as aliases for other variables within a function. All operations supposedly perform on the alias, that is the reference, are actually performed on the original variable. An alias is simply another name for the original variable, must be initialized at the time of the declaration. Reference variable can be a function argument and thus change the value of the parameter that is passed to it in the function call. See the syntax and example. Swap to variables using reference variables. See the code. Now let us see function prototyping. C++ strongly support function prototypes. Prototype describe the function's interface to the compiler, tells the compiler the return type of function, number, type and sequence of its formal arguments. See this syntax. With prototyping, compiler ensures following: the return value of the function is handled correctly, correct number and type of the arguments are passed to a function. Since C++ compiler requires function prototyping, it will report error against function call because no function prototype is provided to resolve the function call. Prototyping guarantees protection from errors arising out of incorrect function calls. A function heading without body. Now let us see function overloading in C++. C++ allows you to specify more than one definition for a function name or an operator in the same scope, which is called function overloading. However, to achieve this, they must have different signatures. Signature of a function means number, type and sequence of formal arguments of a function. Ways to overload a function: by changing number of arguments, by changing different types of arguments. See the code.